All right, tonight, another special edition of The Official. We're sitting down with Steele Wasel out of Choctaw, Oklahoma. Another guy we got to see at the Elite 11 in Nashville. I had the pleasure of taking a look at him out there. He's a three-star QB on Rivals and on three. I think he had a really impressive showing. He turned some heads, and we wanted to bring him on the show and discuss. Currently committed to Akron, but I know he's got some other G5 offers, Arkansas State and Memphis, not to mention a few others. And I bet you he's going to have some more coming in as the year goes along. This is The Official. Good evening, everyone. We got Luke in the house. We got Steele sitting down with us tonight. How are you guys doing?
Good. Great.
Doing great.
All right. So before we get started, remember, if you like what you're seeing, like and subscribe to this channel. Also visit our home website, campusdecanted.com, for continued coverage of the 2023 recruiting class. Also, we've got rankings, ADP, all you need for your college football Campus to Canton leagues at the website as well. So now we're going to get down to business. Steele, thanks for joining us tonight. Congratulations on being a competitor at the Elite 11 in Nashville. I know it's a huge deal to even be invited. How do you think it went for you?
I was happy with my performance. The main thing that I just wanted to go in there because I was there last year as well, and I didn't do that good, and I just wanted to go in there and do better than I did last time and just do the best I could, and I felt I did pretty well.
So what do you think was a little different? I didn't realize you were there the year before. What changed that made you feel much better about your performance?
I wouldn't really be nothing at the camp. I'd say in the time between them, I've been working a lot on just fixing my motion and just trying to get better and just tweaking my motion every day, trying to get a little better.
Awesome. I wasn't too familiar with you before we got there, but I had watched a little bit of everybody who was on the roster. A couple days before camp, they released everybody, and I remember looking at you on film and thinking, like, this guy's got a fun little game. So I definitely had my eye on you, and then when I was out there, I was standing actually next to Josh McCown was there because his kid was competing, and I was standing next to him, and we were talking, and like, you did another rep, and it was like, boom, right on target. And I was like, this dude, you had a black hat on, I think. We were like, this dude with the black hat, like, every rep is good. And he's like, yeah, man, every time I look up, this guy Steele's like having a nice day. So we were both like, who is this guy? So I looked at you, and I know you're a three-star. So you're out there. I mean, you're definitely listed on three, on Rivals, 24/7 right now. No ranking, but I'm sure you're going to get there. What do you think you did best? I mean, was it your accuracy? Did you like how, you were putting zip on the ball? What do you feel like you stood out?
I think for me, it was just being a lot more consistent. I was real happy with that. Just, going from station to station, moving 5-step, quick game, whatever it was. I was just happy, that I was to continue to perform well all day.
Do you feel that doing the Elite 11 last year and then coming back and doing it this year, that it helped more prepare you to what you're going to be, getting yourself into for the day? Better prepare yourself?
For sure. Because, I've always, I was always better at playing football than doing the camps. And, getting that year, almost like the year of experience under my belt, if you want to say, helped me a lot, to expect and try to get better at going into the next round.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say consistency was definitely your calling card out there. Like I said, was talking to McCown and just like, man, every single time it's like a nice ball every time, and so we were impressed. So I know you're one of the bigger QBs in this class, actually. I mean, listed at 6'4", 215. That's both taller and more weight than most guys listed headed into their senior year. So, you're a big dude, but I think you're smooth in the pocket. I think you move around a lot, make a lot of things happen. Rivals lists you as a dual threat. Do you think that fits your game? And when they list you as a dual threat, is that like, does anyone talk to you about that, or is that just they just throw that on there like their opinion?
I guess no one's really talked to me about it. They kind of just did it back when they first put me in there. But it doesn't really like have any effect on how I think I play or need to play. But I think it's kind of just an ode to I that's something that I really like about myself is I feel that can help me in the long run is that I'm not like I have the ability to, but that's not really what I feel like I do best and thrive is doing. But if I need to, if I'm gonna go run too, because I'm gonna lower my shoulder, hit somebody, whatever I need to do if I need to. I that's something I'm really looking forward in the future. Just seeing how good I can get and balancing out both of those worlds of being a runner and a passer.
Yeah. I mean, it shows up honestly on tape. Like you do move around, but you're a smart runner. You can definitely get out of the pocket, extend your play. Something I've noticed about your game. So I think dual threat, and like you said, you were able to shoot me over a couple of your stats. I mean, you've had almost 1,000 yards rushing over the past 2 years, in addition to obviously some really nice passing statistics, over 60% completion. That's always great. And then what I really look for is 10 yards per attempt. If you can get at least up there, that is a good place to be at every level, whether it's high school, college. Now, I want to bring you back to maybe a painful memory. Back in 2020, you made it to the state championship, and I believe lost a bit of a heartbreaker, very close game. So what have you learned from that experience what were you, guess you would have been a sophomore, making it all the way, falling just short. Then you had your junior year. Now you're getting ready for your senior year. What have you learned after that? And I'm sure you're trying to make your way back to that title game.
Oh, the main two things that I would learn definitely. Number one was just keeping my composure during the games. Just kind of how to be a quarterback in a big game. Learn how to compose yourself. You see Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. He's the same. I learned how the importance of building your team for sure and like being together for sure.
Nice. That's great. Yeah, you mentioned Brady. He's like, he just manages games better than anyone. I mean, he does have obviously tons of athletic traits that are elite, but he also, like, if you're playing chess against him, like, he's never going to make a mistake. And so I definitely think everything gets magnified in games like that. So, clock management, timeouts, the whole thing, you just got to be perfect.
That game taught me I need to learn how to be more of a game manager and, less of just a football player out there making plays and play the clock, play the yardage, all that other stuff that comes with, high level football.
Yeah, man. So you mentioned Brady. And what we like to do when we get guys on is kind of say, is there a college or pro QB? I mean, you can answer it a couple ways. Someone you want to kind of emulate your game after, or they inspire you for one reason or another. Anyone you look up to at those levels that you're like, man, if I could model my game after that, I would call it a success.
Yeah, I'd say definitely Tom Brady, just for his leadership, and his mental side of the game. And, you can't beat him. He's just stone cold. And I'd say growing up, my favorite was Baker. I love Baker, especially when he was at OU.
Oh, yeah, right. He's in your backyard.
Love the way how he, similar to Brady, how he was just such a good leader, brought all the guys together, and you could just tell everybody really enjoyed playing with him, and it elevated all of his teammates for sure too. And then if you want to say someone I would want to compare myself to, it'd probably be Josh Allen, especially in the way that the way that he just makes minor, he's not doing crazy stuff like Lamar just making dudes fall, but it's just the small elusive movements to give him a lane to throw.
So you mentioned velocity, you mentioned arm strength with Josh Allen. That's a great segue into, we got some breakaway numbers, which is a company that is going to these camps and they've got a 360-degree cameras on you, and they actually take motion measurements and velocity measurements on the football. They're using football with chips in them that can tell, miles per hour and stuff like that. So, you had a 86th percentile ball velocity, which is very, very good, especially considering that, you'll probably continue to grow and add, strength But even now, heading into your senior year, you're already sitting at a stronger arm than most people. You're at 46.6 miles per hour. That's excellent. 86th percentile. That's excellent. One thing I wanted to touch on, though, they're looking at your motion, and they look at elbow, torque, velocity. They look at shoulder turn. They look at torso, torque and velocity. You had a 100th percentile like torso velocity, which means you're using your core to generate, strength and power on the ball. Is that natural motion? Have you had a quarterback coach that has ever tried to get you to use your core in that way?
I wouldn't say I really work on it or focus on it, or no, I wouldn't say I work on it, but I really have focused on it for since as long as I can remember, since middle school football, when we really started actually throwing the ball, not just running. I'm a big Aaron Rodgers fan, and I just tried to emulate him really, and just because I was just amazed by how he just so effortlessly he can throw it all over the field. And, so I guess you could say, yeah, I have focused on it for a few years now. And then my personal trainer, Derek Rasmussen, he really started to, take that idea and fine tune it and just keep getting better at it. And then also ever since I've, formed that relationship with Coach Fessler at Akron, the quarterback coach, we talk about it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great thing to have. I was talking with the guy from Breakaway that I have a relationship with, and we were kind of looking at those numbers earlier today. And if I had to choose from my perspective, looking at a prospect, I would much rather them have that down, the torque, the core strength, and then work to sync up the rest of the motion with the arm, rather than the reverse where someone can't sink their bottom half in, but they're throwing all arm. Because as I'm sure you've talked about this with your coaches, if you're throwing all arm, number one, you're going to get tired. You're going to, have more injury risk. You want to generate everything from your core, and you're doing a great job of that already. So, I think that's a fascinating little nugget. You mentioned consistency was huge for you at Elite 11. I have to say it shows up in the actual outcome of your throws, and then it's backed up by what this is telling us too. So I think you're doing good stuff there. And just keep it up, man. I mean, that's a really nice motion you got, and you're generating power in the right ways.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Like you talk about, you want to learn how to throw from the ground up, pretty much. And I played a lot of baseball and basketball. I didn't do a lot of throwing playing football growing up, so I always had a good base. But my release was every which way up until I really connected with my personal trainer, Derek Rasmussen. Going into high school, and then that's when I really started learning how to actually throw the ball with my arm too.
It does allow you, I think that type of motion allows you to be really good at what we all love nowadays, the off-platform stuff, the Patrick Mahomes type stuff, where, if you can, as long as you get your feet on the ground, then you can do all these different ways to throw the ball, and you don't have to have that full wind up that some people do. So it makes you much more flexible. I think that's a good thing.
You have all these offers, and you're committed to Akron. Where are you in kind of your recruiting process?
In my recruiting process, I would just say I'm committed to Akron. I haven't, went to the Elite 11, but I went to Rivals, but I haven't really been going to I haven't gone to any college camps or anything. I'm going to my first college camp will be at Akron. I plan on early graduating, so I've just been really enjoying the last summer at home.
It seems like a lot of the quarterbacks like to get into school early, get to learn that playbook. I mean, we kind of talked about it off screen, but get to campus, know where your classes are, know where things are is kind of it's a small thing, but it is kind of a big deal. You mentioned you're going to graduate early. When did you make that decision that you were going to graduate early?
It's kind of since freshman year really. My mom and me, we always talked about on they do the scheduling days before the next year, and we were always thinking about that, but maybe even earlier from middle school. Get there as early as I can, start competing as soon as I can, playing college football.
I'm sure you're going to have a lot to learn with that playbook. Be a lot bigger.
All types of, a lot of stuff in there.
All right, so you're committed to Akron. So normally I say, what are you looking about as in terms of fit? But you've already found a place that you feel pretty good fit. So what about Coach Moorhead? Maybe how he runs an offense. I know we were talking prior to the show. You had met him at an Oregon camp years ago. And so what does he continue to talk to you about? And what do you like about the offense? You think you're going to be a good fit?
I mean, the thing that first really, I guess you say, caught my eye about him and, his way he calls plays was we were in a film room, just going over little camp little mini install. And I just noticed, there was just so many options for, you can't, the thing that I really liked was that, and I always thought the same as you don't let the defense play you right. Have other stuff if the defense does, just don't let the defense be right. And then, he preached that to me. And then, he really preached the opportunity to go do something special at Akron.
Hey, man, I love Maction. So I am all in on Tuesday. I'll watch you on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night Maction.
Do you have any particular song or artist or playlist that you like to listen to get you ready for your games Friday nights?
He's a rapper from Michigan. His name is Baby Tron. He just is kind of just smooth. He just nice flow. Just gets me kind of. It's nothing like crazy. It's just kind of just gets me in the mode,
in the zone.
The Bulls theme song. I listen to that too.
Okay. Oh, nice. Like Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, like the
nice
noises.
Jordan.
Yeah, that's definitely a pump up song for sure.
Just the classic college football music for the game, all that type of stuff.
Do you have any hobbies outside of football that you enjoy doing?
Really just hanging out with my friends and my family. Just it don't matter what we do. We just there ain't a bunch of not like there's like a big plaza with a bunch of stuff to do on here. We just go do whatever with each other, make fun of it. Okay. Fish, play other sports. We play video games. I like to
What's your video game? What are your games of choice? What are your best games?
I play FIFA and Overwatch.
Oh yeah, love FIFA. Love FIFA. That's what I thought you were going to say. Some game. I mean, I'm a little out of practice, but I definitely can relate to FIFA for sure. Thanks a lot, man, for joining us. We will be rooting for Choctaw from afar. Hopefully, you guys can make a deep run in the playoff and get that trophy, get that ring before you say goodbye and head off to Akron.
Yes, sir. That's the plan.
All right, man. Well, good luck to you. Thanks for taking the time, and we'll be in touch.
Yes, sir. Nice talking to you.
All right. This has been The Official.